from California, this is Sandy from Messy Papercrafts, your #1 online store with the most exciting crafting items, and welcome to this week's episode of What's in This Box. And today I have an exciting new release for you by Stamperia, and the release is called Welcome Home, and it's another great collection of this Create Happiness series by Vicky. So let's get that out. So as you can see, we have this amazing new release here with lots of fantastic items. And let's start with the Welcome Home scrapbooking pad. And as I mentioned before, this is a series called Create Happiness, and the designer Vicky, she's absolutely amazing. So if you need any kind of inspiration for your journaling, like if you do art journaling or mixed media, then check out her YouTube channel or her Instagram page, because there you will find amazing images and tutorials, and yeah, as I said, lots of inspiration. So let's have a look inside to see these beautiful images here. And I love the Stamperia paper pads because they're in this booklet form, so I think this is pretty nice. And on this side here we have some things that you can cut out, these lovely flowers. And obviously a lot of images here, they are more for the scrapbooking size, so 12 by 12, you can use the whole page. But also if you don't really do scrapbooking and you're into card making or journaling, a lot of these things you can also cut to a smaller size. So I think this is pretty nice as well. So Vicky, she does a lot of art journaling, and I think she designs her items here in a way that you can use them really for a lot of things, because sometimes the scrapbooking paper is so big that it really doesn't make sense to cut it. So then you have to use it for a scrapbook. But here I see already that you could cut out parts of this if you wanted to create smaller projects. So I think this is amazing. And I love all of this mixed media. I just think this whole watercolor painting, it's just so adorable. And here it says Home Sweet Home. And I think it's so funny, like these little houses here. Just really beautiful. And again, this mixed media look is also stunning, because here you have these cracks going on, then this kind of watercolor motif, and then this text here. Yeah, just a great mixed media style, and really beautiful imagery here as well. This is so cute. House in a cup. There's no place like home. Here this is beautiful as well. And then here you would think, well, maybe now this page is only for scrapbooking, because that's quite a big motif. But again, if you only wanted to cut out the flower pot, or maybe the cat, or even if it's just a part of the window, then again, you could also use this for smaller projects. So I think this is very versatile. I love this whole scenery here. It almost looks a bit like a book for children. So I think like the words and then these adorable images, but not like that it has to be for kids. It's still like an adult theme, but it's just somehow beautifully arranged that it just reminds me of some kind of fairy tale novel. Just very stunning. And here you have all of these different cards that you can cut out, like these rectangular shapes. And here it says, there is no place like home. The best thing in life aren't things. Happiness is returning to home. Don't forget to smile. Do more of what makes you happy. And home is where your heart is. So yeah, that really makes sense with this whole series of Create Happiness. And yeah, makes me really happy just to look at these beautiful images. I love the color schemes. All these motivational quotes are super nice. Yeah, lots of things to cut out. Here we have these clocks. And here we have more little sentiments. Once again, sweet memories. There's no place like home. Then all different shapes, if you need maybe smaller sentiments or bigger ones. again, lots of things to cut out. And then I love this page here as well. So the backgrounds are also beautiful in this whole collection. And on this last page, we have all these adorable fussy cutting elements. So for example, this beautiful hot air balloon. I love these cups here. The cats are so adorable. And yeah, all of these great springtime motifs. So really, really beautiful. However, if you're not into fussy cutting, then that's no problem, because in this collection we also have beautiful die cut and ephemera pieces. So we will look into those as well in a little bit. And again, if you don't need the 12 by 12 paper, but you want to do smaller projects in general, then we also have an 8 by 8 paper, which is exactly the same, just so that you can see that now some of these elements are a little bit smaller. And what I always like with different sized pads is that, yeah, you can create some things where you maybe need a little bit of a larger motif, but then other things, maybe like a background, you want that it's a little bit more to your size of the project that you are creating. So these work really nicely hand in hand, not too small, not too big. And yeah, just as you've seen before, I just quickly flip through here just so you can get an idea of the size. And if you're wondering where is the 6x6 paper pad, I wonder about that too, because I haven't seen it. I think the 12 by 12 and the 8 by 8 are the only ones available in this collection, because I thought maybe Stamperia didn't upload those images, but then I checked out Vicky's release on Instagram and I haven't seen there a 6x6 either. So yeah, unfortunately only 12 by 12 and 8 by 8, but they work really nicely together even if you wanted to create something smaller. So these are the options that you have here. And one more time, speaking about the fussy cutting, then we have even more options here. And maybe that would also work, because this is like a 6 by 12 paper pad. So if you needed, yeah, kind of like a 6 by 6 background, and if this would still be too big, then here technically you could create like a 6 by 6 design as well with these backgrounds if you're not into fussy cutting. So this is just a different option once again, that you have, yeah, these sizes to play with. But technically this is for fussy cutting, and it's called the Collectibles Welcome Home Paper Pad. And yeah, so many adorable designs in here. So cute. The dogs here, they're so sweet. And then we have these cups again, and then different elements and all sorts of sizes and angles. So maybe you need the table and chair facing this way or maybe this way. So I love that there is a lot of variety in these pads here. So really incredible, all these designs that Vicky came up with. Like so many interesting and really funny, quirky things, like the house and the cup and the ladder. It's just whimsical, and probably that's why it reminds me a bit of a fairy tale, where you have this a little bit surrealism going on, but not too much that it's kind of scary, but just enough that it's just really adorable. And all these colors obviously fitting with spring. And yeah, just really gorgeous. Here we have more sentiments. Here you have happy home, lovely, memories, beautiful, nature, happy days, home is where your heart is, happiness is homemade. And yeah, lots of different things that you could cut out. Either you cut out the whole circle, or maybe you just need the words, so you can just cut around them. Lots and lots of different things to choose from. Then here we have another background option. Then here we have more of those lovely clocks, a bit more vintage here. And yeah, here you see all of those designs on the back as well. Or if you want to check them out again, all of these are also on our website at Messy Papercrafts. So those are the collectibles. And as promised, now let's have a look at the ephemera and die cuts. So here are the die cuts. I opened this up for you already so you can see them all. So here we have all these die cuts. And if that's your first time even hearing about Stamperia, or if you never watched any unboxing tutorial before, then you might wonder what's the difference between the die cut and the ephemera. So the die cuts, they're like a really thick material, if you can hear that and maybe even see that. So this is like a chipboard, like really thick and sturdy, but you don't really have to worry that it adds up too much bulk in your journal, or if it gets too heavy in the mail if you wanted to post it to somebody. So it's still fairly lightweight, but obviously the nice thing that it's so sturdy means that it will not break in the mail. I mean, at least I've never seen that this would break. So yeah, really sturdy quality. And we have all of those different options that you already saw in your collectibles pad or in your main paper pad. If you don't want to do any fussy cutting, then here obviously this is done for you, and in different sizes. So similar objects you can also find in the ephemera package. However, here this is actually an adhesive, so you could potentially just stick this down. Here you have to glue this on, this doesn't stick. And this one is thinner, so if you don't really want to create an art journal with a lot of bulk, then here it's out of a paper, yeah, like a cardstock-ish. I mean, still not so easy that it would tear. I mean, I still think this is a really good quality. However, it really depends. Do you want to create something that's not a lot of bulk? Then you have these ephemera options. And if you need something more for like a mixed media design or something that's more sturdy, then you have this chipboard option, and different sizes also depending on what of these packages you get. So sometimes the die cuts are a little bit bigger, sometimes the ephemera is a little bit bigger, so it really depends. But yeah, let's have a look at these really beautiful motifs now that you know hopefully a little bit more about these different options. Here we have this gorgeous balloon. This is really, really nice. I love all these colors, almost like a denim color. Just stunning how it all fits together. Here we have this house. I love these cups. So pretty. And I kind of shift this a little bit back and forth so that you also get an idea how the coating is on here. Because in the Stamperia world, we have lots of different ephemera. And some is like a clear ephemera, and then it's very shiny. And sometimes this looks really nice as well. However, here it's more on the matte side. So these ephemera pieces here, they're also matte, but just so that you see what, yeah, all of these options are. Here we have another cup, flower, home, welcome, this funny dog, a lock, another dog. Love all of these different cups, and then all of those, yeah, I don't know, different design elements that you can somehow place together. So sometimes what I love about Vicky's tutorials is that she has one bigger item and then she tucks more items around, so to decorate it even further, and then she just puts behind the bigger objects like flowers and butterflies and so on. So yeah, I just love all of these ideas that she comes up with. It's so creative. So I hope you can see all these different bits here, like little birds. These are really cute. I have to show this further inside the camera here. Birds and different sized houses, more balloons. So these are all the die cut elements, and let's open the ephemera now so that you see what this is in comparison. All right, so here we have the ephemera package. Oh, and just to warn you, there are actually 2 ephemera packages out there. However, when I ordered all of those things with Stamperia, they didn't have the second ephemera package available yet. So hopefully in a little while I will have another one here as well. However, if you're interested in what this is called, and I wish they would actually tell me the name on their package, but I don't know it. So I have to give you the SKU number. So this ephemera package is DFLCT13. So just for you to know that there is another one, so you don't get confused on which one you order. So this is the first one, and then after a while there will be another one. But now you can maybe get an idea about these different looks here, because some are similar-ish. So here almost in the same size and a little bit different, obviously, from the design. And again, here it's really thick, and here it's a cardstock. So as I said, still sturdy, so not that it tears off easily, but yeah, from the thickness, this obviously is a little bit thinner, and this will create a little bit more bulk. But just so that you can see the different sizes here. And again, fits nicely together, so you don't have to decide, do I only use these thick ones or do I only use these thinner ones. Even when you see a line of ephemera that has these clear die cuts, they also work nicely together. Even though they're shiny, I often combine clear and matte all together, because as long as I think that the color works together, I think all in all, how they design these lines, everything fits nicely together. So just so you know what to look out for. And again, if you have now a page from this booklet here, for example, you see that the color absolutely matches all of those different objects here as well. So that's really good to know, I think, because a lot of times the paper might be super nice or the ephemera might be super nice from another company, but they don't always match up completely. So here you just see this is not the case. Everything works really nicely together. So let's go through all of those different pieces here so you get an idea. So here you can see the great option with ephemera if you're not into fussy cutting. So personally, I love the collectibles because I love the different backgrounds and the sentiments, and I think also to cut out like a window or something like that, that's easily done. However, I'm not really good with cutting very intricate details, because when I hold scissors for a long time, then my hand really hurts. So I'm not really into the whole fussy cutting. I'm always a bit envious of any crafter that says, oh, fussy cutting, that's so relaxing to me. And I always wish that would feel to me the same way. However, I usually go the easy route with anything that's like a square shape. So that's cool. And then I get the ephemera for the intricate pieces here. But yeah, I just wanted to point out how amazingly Stamperia did this here. Like all of these thin stripes here of this chair. And as I said, this you could now peel off here in the back and stick it down. Or Vicky does it a bit different. So even though this is an adhesive, she just puts some glue behind here and not too far on the edge, so that when she makes a decision to put it down and then somehow changes her mind because she wants to somehow decorate this further and wants to put flowers or butterflies underneath here, then there is still room that this would fit. And obviously if you would now use the adhesive, then it's completely down and you could maybe just put the flowers on top of it, but not behind anymore. So yeah, just quick options here for you, that you know all these different things you could do with all of those pieces here. I mean, look at these. I hope that the camera picks this up because they're so cute. There's a tiny version of the coffee cups or tea cups that you've seen before. I think they're so adorable. Oh my god, again, so cute. Look how tiny that is. Like if you're into smaller journals, like this one here, for example, then obviously the small pieces here, they're adorable because you could create a whole scene. And for that, it's really important to have these small pieces here as well. So cute. And again, this is the same book that you've seen before. And now you have a very tiny version of it. I think this was in an ephemera package before. I'm not sure if it was the first one or the second one, where it was a big piece of book. Now it's this teeny tiny one. I hope that the camera picks this up, because sometimes when I go too close, and unfortunately it gets all blurry. So I hope that you can see all of those tiny pieces as well. And lots more little flowers, little teacups. Oh, this bird is also so adorable. Look at this. Oh my god, this is so cute. I hope you can see that. So yeah, absolutely gorgeous. Here we have a bigger bird. So many options. So I think those give you plenty of ideas. I just think they're so stunning. Such a gorgeous release. And as I said, hopefully soon we have even more with another package here. And for the first time on our shop in Messy Papercrafts, we have these molds, because I mean, these are in the Stamperia line for a long time, but I was never quite sure if they're popular or not, because I just thought if you work with ephemera and paper, that's kind of self-explanatory. I mean, you somehow stick it down. But with molds, you need to have a little bit more knowledge on what to do with those. So I took them anyway, even though I wasn't sure if crafters would use those here in the US, because I just thought the design, they are so stunning. And whenever I see Vicky using them, I'm always thinking, man, I really have to try this one day for myself. So this is on my bucket list to do. But for now, just have a look at these really cute designs. So here you have these round shapes. That's what that looks like. And it's so cute. It says home is where my cat is. That's me. I love cats. Here we have welcome home, home sweet home, and let's fly. And this is pretty cool for me as well, because here in Temecula, we see a lot of these hot air balloons. So yeah, I just had to have this mold. I need to try something with that. And when I look at these tutorials, you can use them in a different way, I believe. So some crafters, they use clay, other use like an epoxy or resin. So I've seen even people just using their hot glue gun. So check out these different tutorials, especially on Vicky's YouTube channel, because there you will see how to use them. And yeah, I have to try this myself. So this is my goal. So here we have another beautiful mold, and I just thought, if you can think of reasons to use something again and again and again, then maybe it's not so scary to just try it for the first time. And I thought here with this house, that kind of speaks to me, because I had a friend moving a couple of years ago, and I couldn't find anything where it said like welcome home or congratulations to your new house, or something where I could make the house as the front of this card. So the only thing I could find back then was like a key. So I thought, okay, at least the key and the lock, that kind of speaks of a congratulations to your new home. But when I saw this one, I thought, oh wow, I could really imagine something like this you can use again and again, like when somebody's moving or maybe bought their first house. So hopefully you see it the same way. I hope that this inspires you as well to maybe try like a resin, epoxy, or like a clay. And then you can obviously style this every time differently. So you could just keep it in white or whatever the medium is that you're using. Or if you watch these tutorials, then you can see how people really make it unique, like with different paints and yeah, maybe even some kind of wax, and to bring out all of those different details. So I just thought this is stunning. And this is what it looks from the back. And let me know in the comments what you think about these molds. Did you try it? Is this something you're also a little bit scared of because maybe you work for epoxy or resin for the first time and you have to mix it and it's all a bit scary? Or maybe you just use clay and you say, hey, that's super easy. I do this all the time. So yeah, I love these designs. I hope you do as well. And again, it just fits so beautifully with all of those. And also new in this release here of Welcome Home, we have these new ink colors that work perfectly together. So if you look at those here, you can see this really fits into the spring release. So here we have pink, then we have warm red, then we have turquoise, warm yellow, raspberry, and cream. And cream, like Vicky said in her tutorial, well, this might not look like it adds much because it's so light. So we are really like a light whitish, beigeish cream color. However, when you see the little art journal that she's done with those colors, where she basically layers, I think it was the turquoise and the pink or the raspberry, and she has a pink on top and then the raspberry on the bottom and then this cream in between, something like that, then it looks really amazing because it's very subtle, but you can still see it. And it just gives you this great spring vibe. So I really loved it because when I ordered it, I thought, well, you have a white page and then you put in a cream color. Does this really add to anything? I wasn't really sure. But when I saw the tutorial, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I totally get it, because it just adds this beautiful, very light and airy design to your background. So I thought all of these colors are so beautiful. And I've seen even somebody posting a video how they were using them on a jelly plate. So if you use a jelly plate, then this works really well as well altogether. So different options here, really depending on if you love more this mixed media approach or more of the artistic approach, because all of these are water reactive and can be used in many different ways. And once again, if you're unsure how to use any of those, then again, just check out Vicky's YouTube channel and you will find so much inspiration. Unbelievable how creative this woman is. Just stunning. And fitting to all of those inks, they also brought out these really great blending brushes. So I just think I love to work with these ones. I hope you can see how that works. So they're really easy to hold and you just can blend all your colors together. These are really nice, very soft. And if you need something for a smaller detail, if you wanted to work through a stencil, then we have also these blending sponges. So here we have 3 in one package. And I think, again, to have different tools for all these different art mediums, it's like really important. So I'm glad that they brought out all of those together. And speaking of stencils, let's talk about those first. We have lots of new stencils in this line. And these are all amazing as well, because once again, they fit to all these different designs already. And then you can bring in all these different borders and stains and yeah, just again, makes this design more of your own. So here we have this one. And once again, I love Stamperia, but I wish they would tell me what it's called, but they don't. So I can only give you the SKU. So here we have KSTDL77 and this gorgeous layout here. So you can use either this as a border. It almost looks a bit like a tree trunk. Then we have these flowers here and different kind of like leaves over here. So this is the first one. Then we have this one. This is called Garland. I remember this one. And yeah, almost like a coffee stain, but here it's more like a garland. Really nice. And the stencils, they're really sturdy as well. So really nice quality, I have to say. The only thing, if you work with a texture paste and you work with a stencil that has a lot of fine detail, make sure that immediately after using it that you clean this out. Because I used one of the border stencils from the previous collection with texture paste, and I just put it to the side and I got carried away. I was just crafting along, and then 3 hours later I'm like, uh-oh. And yeah, I couldn't fix it. So I ruined my stencil, unfortunately. I had to buy another one because these fine details, they get clogged with the texture paste. And once this is dry, it's dry. So I couldn't scrape it back out again. If you use any kind of ink, of course, that's no problem at all because that doesn't get actually stuck in here. But if you use any texture paste, make sure that you have some kind of water bowl next to you. So you do your inking, your texture pasting, all the stuff that you want to do with all these mediums. Make sure after that it goes into the water, and maybe you just scrub this out a little bit and then it's good to go again. So learn from my mistake so you don't do the same. Otherwise, as I said, really sturdy. And here we have this beautiful, yeah, like a border stencil once again. If you've seen the ones that we had before in the first line, you can use all these borders in here for different designs. Here we have another leaf stencil. I think it's called leaf. If not, I give you the SKU, which is KSTDL75, just so you know. And this one I remember, this is called brick. So luckily this is self-explanatory. So we have this beautiful brick design here, either bigger gaps or smaller ones. So again, another great design. And also 2 gorgeous rice papers. So if you're into decoupage, then these are beautiful. Either you can use the whole sheet or you can rip out certain elements that you enjoy here. One that says home, and then the other one with the bicycle. Absolutely amazing. I love all these spring colors, I have to say. Spring is my favorite time of the year. I know a lot of crafters, they enjoy crafting for Christmas. I don't even know why, because I don't really send out a lot of Easter cards. Probably I send out way more Christmas cards than Easter. But there is something about the color scheme. I just think it's hopeful, and I don't know, like new things are coming. I just love it. And speaking about new things, which you will love, I hope, because these were really popular before. These are these rub-ons. And once again, Vicky came up with amazing new designs. And I think my most favorite one is this one, because here you have all of those lovely mixed media elements. I hope you can see this. There's a little bit of writing here. Then you have the butterfly that melts into the stain here. Then all of those different flower elements, time for happiness. And then this little bird, this is really cute as well. So yeah, I like it because it gives you this abstract design, kind of that it looks random, but yeah, you know where to place it. You don't have to come up with this yourself. It's already here for you. And yeah, just great for any art journaling, because once again, it doesn't add any bulk. You just blend it onto your paper, and yeah, just great for easy designs and very different somehow at the same time. So I just think here again, this writing and this nature, that it goes so hand in hand. I don't know. Let me know again what you think in the comments. I think this is stunning. And if you're not so much into the mixed media look, but you want more like a real nature look, then we also have those two. So this here is really nice with the butterflies. And then here we have similar, I believe, to one of those background pages. We have these beautiful flower arrangements here. And I love that they all go hand in hand, same color. So beautiful. And 2 more things to talk about from this new line are the stamps. So we have 2 new stamp sets here at Messy Papercraft. And the one is called clocks, if I remember correctly. If I don't, here again is the SKU number, WTK167. And this is what it looks like. And I think it's just stunning once again, because I love all these clocks here and the text. And I'm one of those crafters, I really want to buy things where I can see myself using them again and again and again. Because sometimes you might see a stamp and you think, oh, this is so beautiful, I really want to buy it. But you can't really see an occasion on why you would use it. And then maybe you bought it, but then it's just in some drawer. So I think obviously it would make more sense if you can already come up with lots of different scenarios. And I feel like with these kind of texture ones, it's easy because I can see this in any art journal. This always works nicely with any clock. I mean, this could mean time to travel, or I don't know, it could be like now it's time to relax and take time for yourself. But it could also be more romantic, or, you know, again, fits beautiful together with the welcome home scene. So lots of options here. And then we also have this one. And again, I thought this is nice for like a birthday or maybe Mother's Day, or here it says Happy Day. So it could be just for anybody who wants to celebrate something. Could be even just to say hello because you want to catch up with a friend to have a tea or coffee. And then we have these beautiful flowers here again. So beautiful. And I'm thinking about the name. And I'm sorry, I draw a blank, maybe caps, but I'm not sure. So I give you the SKU once again, WTK166. So you will find this easily, I would think. And with that, that's the whole new release. So that was a lot. However, I also wanted to quickly show you what's back in stock, because we didn't have those before, because those were not available. Those were sold out. So I also got those now from Stamperia, so even more rub-ons. They were from the first release of Create Happiness. So we have these now as well. And then, these ones. So this is a little bit difficult to explain, because you're like, why are you selling me a blank sheet of something? But there are actually white sentiments on here. And so if you have a darker background, then it works just the same. It's a rub-on. And you have all this text on here. And if you look on the website, you will see a clearer image of all of that. So not that you think I'm fooling you. There is really text on here. So I thought this is nice, because once again, it's anything with text is great for any background. So I thought, let's give those a go as well and see what they look like. I have to craft with them to show you. And then also back in stock are these stamps, in case you haven't seen them before. They were from the second release of Create Happiness, and they sold out, so they are back. And these are my absolute favorite from the first release, because once again, texture and anything that can go in the background, that's fantastic, because these are always on my table. I use them for everything, and they were sold out and they're back in now. And so was this one. Again, the border stencil. I think this is fantastic to have. Just keep in mind that you have your water next to you to clean it immediately, and then you're good to go. So all of these are just things that they are so versatile, and that's why I probably love them so much, because as I said, sometimes I want a really specific thing and then I'm kind of sad that I didn't use it, but these things you can use again. So that's fantastic. And last but not least, as I already mentioned here, is this little stone paper mixed media journal. They were also sold out. They're back in. And I just wanted to show you the size again, because I bought an art journal before that was kind of big, I think like an A4. And I bought it because I saw Vicky crafting with that and I got so inspired. But for me, because I was so new at art journaling, this big size made it a little bit scary. I wasn't quite sure how to start. I also needed bigger images every time. And the ephemera that I had, or the cutouts, they were just too small. And then I think I only used it 2 or 3 times and I didn't go back to it just because it was too challenging. So I thought to maybe share my experience with you. If you have a smaller piece here, like this one, this is A6, it just gives you maybe an idea, and also more a feeling of completion. So you start something and it's not so difficult to just fill a page. And then especially if you have these smaller pieces, if you usually do bigger art journals or cards, then you might say, hey, this is far too small. And what do I do with that? And now you could maybe create here in the smaller journal. Or also really nice to just test out a technique. Maybe you just want to see how a new color looks, or maybe you want to try something with a texture of these stencils here, maybe like a texture paste or something like that, but you don't really want to go full on with a big page and you just want to test it out, then obviously this is perfect. So this is also stone paper, so you don't have to prime it or anything. It's good to go because the paper is really thick and absorbent, so you don't leak through onto the next page. So this stone paper, that's really popular, and yeah, give it a go if you never worked on stone paper. It's really nice. And then also back in stock is this color here, cerulean blue, and I just wanted to show it to you because I thought it works really nicely with these spring colors here as well. And that's it for today. I hope that you enjoy all of those new products as much as I do. And yeah, as I said, let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. And if you like this video, then please leave me a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel so that you'll never miss out on all of those exciting items. And with that, have a crafty weekend, and remember, no stressy, be messy, and have fun. See you next time.